You know, for years, we've thought of technology as a tool to find information. But what if it could do way more than that? What if it could actually generate powerful, actionable insights for you? Well, today, we're diving into how generative AI is completely flipping the script on research and data analysis. We're moving beyond just finding stuff to actually understanding it.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at how AI is becoming your new co-pilot. Then, we're going to blow past simple search. After that, and this is the really cool part, we'll see how to unlock the power of your own data. We'll also talk about collaboration and, just as important, caution. And it all leads to a completely new way of working.
So, first things first, I want you to think of this as a personal journey. This isn't just about some new software. It's about you upgrading your own skills, becoming a master analyst with an incredibly powerful new partner by your side.
So this is basically our roadmap. It's a 5-level journey to mastery. We start simple with basic search. Then we ramp up to complex research, dig into our own data, and finally land at true collaborative creation with the AI. Each level builds on the last, seriously amplifying what you're capable of.
All right, let's dive into those first 2 levels. This is where you'll immediately see how AI starts to fundamentally change the whole game of research, leaving the old way of doing things in the dust.
Okay, level 1. This is all about getting straight to the point. Instead of a page full of blue links you have to click through, you just ask your question and bam, you get a direct, synthesized answer. But here's the crucial part. See those little numbers? The sources are all clickable. You can instantly see where the information came from. That is a massive step up in trust and efficiency.
All right, so level 2 is where we really start to push the AI. We're giving it a much tougher multi-step challenge. We're not just saying, get me a list. We're saying, hey, go find data from 2 different points in time, then do a calculation on that data, and then I want you to present it all in this very specific table format. I mean, think about how long that would take to do by hand.
And would you look at that? In just a few moments, you get this perfectly formatted, completely verifiable data table. What's so amazing is the process. If you look on the left, you can see the AI is actually asking clarifying questions to make sure it gets it right. And on the right, every single number has a detailed citation. Total transparency.
So that's all pretty amazing for stuff that's already out there on the web. But here's where it becomes a real game changer, when we turn this incredible power inward and point it at our own private data and files.
Now we're at level 3, and it becomes ridiculously simple. You just upload your own data, like this sales spreadsheet, and then start asking questions in plain English. Give me some summary stats, or show me a chart of sales by month. No messing with formulas, no writing code, just talking to your data.
I mean, that kind of feels like magic, doesn't it? So what's actually happening behind the scenes? How does the AI get from that simple English sentence to a complex chart and analysis?
Well, here's the secret. It's literally writing its own code, and it shows you its work. The AI generates and runs Python code using standard data science libraries to create exactly what you asked for. And this is a massive shift, right? It means your job as an analyst changes from being the person who writes the code to being the person who directs the work. You focus on the big questions, and the AI handles the execution. Now for level 4, where we tackle a problem we all hate: messy, unstructured data. You know what I'm talking about. Those super dense financial reports or long PDFs. Pulling out key info is a nightmare. But with AI, the prompt is just beautifully simple. Extract all the key metrics from this document and make me a table and a chart.
And boom, here's the output. The AI isn't just a number grabber, it actually understands the relationships in the text. It pulls data from different years, puts it all in a neat comparison table, and even calculates the year-over-year percentage change all on its own. It's turning paragraphs of dense text into instant insight.
So we've climbed the mountain and reached the peak, level 5. This is where the AI becomes a true creative partner, but it's also where we learn the most important lesson of all. Level 5 is where things get truly creative. We're moving beyond just analyzing stuff to actually building things with the AI. In this example, someone is using an interactive mode to build a whole video game from scratch. We're talking about a much more complex back-and-forth process here. And this is what that live collaboration actually looks like. The AI generates the complete working code. But it's more than just a code factory, it's a partner. You can highlight any part of the code and just ask, hey, what does this do? And it'll explain it to you. The act of creating something new becomes a powerful way to learn.
Okay, so we've seen all this incredible power. But, and this is a huge but, every master analyst needs to learn one final crucial lesson, the golden rule. Trust, but always verify.
And this right here is the perfect example of why you have to be careful. Even this powerful AI can get it wrong. You feed it a blurry, low-quality picture of a receipt, and it gets confused. It completely misreads the currency and then hallucinates, which is a fancy way of saying it just makes up a plausible but totally wrong answer. It sees $18.00 when the real total was €19.99.
But the solution is actually pretty simple, and it reminds us who's in charge here. Better input leads to better output. Give it a clean, high-quality image, and the AI nails it, extracting the data perfectly. You are the master of this tool, and the quality of your work still depends on your judgment.
Okay, let's just take a step back and look at the big picture here. Let's see what this 5-level journey really means for how you get your work done every single day. I mean, just look at this before and after. The difference is night and day, right? The before is that chaotic process we all know, juggling a dozen browser tabs, copying and pasting into spreadsheets, wrestling with formulas. The after is this clean, single interface where one smart question gets you cited data, instant analysis, and even the code that did the work. What used to take hours of tedious manual labor can now literally be done in minutes. And that really brings us to the core idea, the most important thing to remember. This isn't just about automating boring tasks to make you faster. It's about augmenting your own capability. The AI handles the grunt work, which frees up your brain power to do what humans do best: ask smarter questions, see the deeper connections, and ultimately make better decisions. It's truly a co-pilot for your thought process. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you have a tool that can handle the how for you, you're totally free to focus on the what and the why. So the real question is, with a co-pilot for thought, what new questions will you ask?